Welcome to Yo Guadal No Soundbite. In this edition of Yo Guadal No Soundbite, the topic would be keeping Mother Earth green.
Chinook, how can we lessen the human footprint of on the planet?
I figured out some ways in which we can save a lot of the planet and keep Mother Earth green. Simple ways, so simple, just simplified, so simple that anybody can do these things. And it's a way that we'll make a big impact on the planet in a positive way. So we can live longer, our grandkids can live longer, and we can enjoy this beautiful planet with all the beautiful nature and the green trees and the animals and the butterflies and the fish and the birds and humanity in a simplified way. There's a lot of ways in which we could do this, and some of the ways are big ways, industrial ways, but I found out a way that's very, very simple in which we can do some things to help this planet stay green and to quit putting out so many toxins and toxic waste. It's so much waste. Just think about it in a city like Dallas is a small city, maybe about 4 million, 3.5, 4 million people. Let's just say in a household, it's 5 people in that house. And let's say that in that house, you have your weekly trash, bags of trash, and then you fill up 1 bag of trash. Let's just say, just for hypothetical, that's 1 million bags of trash a week from the 4 million something people, or 3.5. I don't know the exact statistic, but it's 3.5 or more. And let's see that household has a trash bag, 1 trash bag, 1 million trash bags a week. Then you multiply that times 52 weeks in a year. You get that 52 weeks in a year, and then what do you have? You have 52 million trash bags. Wow. Some people have more than 1 trash bag a week. Some companies have more than 1 trash bag a week. Some restaurants and businesses have more than 1 trash bag a week. I was just talking about the families, not even the businesses and the industrial complexes and the utility companies and the hazardous waste and hospitals. Just think about that. So you're talking about these millions and millions of trash bags that we produce weekly. Wow. How can we lessen that? How can we lessen that? I figured out a very, very, very simple way in which we could do that. So I want you to pay attention and watch closely and maybe start implementing this into your household, your business, your company, your school, or wherever it is that we can help the other species. You know, Americans, we waste so much of the world's resources and materials, and we produce so much waste that are creating all these toxic emissions and helping to break down the ecosystem and the ozone layers and all these different things that help to increase the potentials of allergies and hay fever and problems, right? Just from breathing. Dallas has got one of the, I was told, I'm not sure about this, but I was told it has one of the worst water qualities and air qualities in the country. So we want to do everything we can to make the earth and the world a better place for ourselves and others. So here's one way in which we can do it. Okay, here we have 2 full trash bags. They're full to the brim, full to the top. And how many plastic bottles are in here? I mean, literally, how many plastic bottles are in these 2 trash bags? Let's say most homes produce 1 of those. Some homes may produce 5 of these a week. Some businesses produce 20, 30 of these a week, you know? How many are in here? So I'm just gonna lay these out so we can get a count. How many bottles are in this bag? So we're looking at probably per trash bag, plastic bag, toxic, non-disposable, non-degradable, it's not biodegradable, bad for the planet. You're looking at roughly 60 to 65 bottles. And depending on what size, you know, if you have a lot of small ones, you can get more than that. Also, we're talking about cans too. Aluminum, tin, you know, different things. So in 2 bags, we're looking at probably anywhere roughly 120 to 130 plastic bottles, which you're talking about in a week, producing a bag for 1 million people. We're not even talking about New York or California. This is way more populated than Dallas. New York, Manhattan, I mean, those places might have 13, 15 million people. Mexico City may have 25 million people. I don't have the figures exact, but you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about, right? And we're trying to do something positive for the planet. So just check that out, okay? Get a look at that. And it's double that if I put all the bottles down. Now, let me show you a way in which you can make this so much better for the whole planet. Just by twisting these. Just the ones that twist them, just by twisting. It's not only strengthens your arms, your wrists, your hands keep them strong, but also if you got weaker hands or if your hands are too tender for the plastic, you can step on it. Make it flat this way. I don't advise doing this with force. You may start the can first, and you could push it in together, and you could bend it, just be careful. You could step on it. You flatten these out any way you can. So, I'm gonna condense all these down. We're gonna see how many of them we can get in 2 bags, okay? Okay, just as a safety precaution, make sure you always take the tops off. And you pour all the juice out of it. When you finish drinking your juice, or your business clients, customers finish drinking, pour the juice out, otherwise it spoils, mildews in the bottle, or it just stays wet, it will dry on its own. And you just throw the tops to the side. You don't want to try to step on the bottles with the top on it because it won't compress and you'll hurt your ankle. And if it does bust, you might injure your ankle. Some bottles are harder, they're firm. Like some of these are very firm. So the really firm ones, you want to make sure you step on the narrow end of it. The narrow end is safer. Then compress it. That way, you will never hurt your ankle that way. Narrow end first, and then back. Be sensitive when you step on it, because some of them may not look like they think this is glass. Glass, you don't want to put in this batch, you know, you want to put it somewhere separate. Sometimes you got big ones, really big ones, like gallon jugs. These are some of the easiest ones to compress. You can compress them with your hands, you can compress them with your foot. Step on it, neck first, and then the bottom. So you step on the neck first, then the bottom. Really try to make them as flat as you can. You just keep doing that. Some are really, really hard, firm. So you want to step on the middle of those, and then the ends. Middle. Once again, some are really hard. Step on the middle. And it compress itself. Then you work yourself into flattening that thing out. Now, if you know the bottles, I've been doing this for so long. Some of them are really thin. You can just put all those thin ones in the trash bag together and just step on the whole bag and just mash them all up into like mashed potatoes. Just like grapes, you know, just mash them. Make sure they're really soft though, if not you could injure your feet, twist your ankle. Once again, this looks like glass, but it's not. Step in the middle. Step in the middle. Start compressing. Little bitty ones, smash them, step on them. Stepping is easier because your weight, you don't have to use so much effort, so much muscle, and you can just mash them. Always take the top off, always take the top off. Mash. And the same thing for metal. Now cups, just turn them upside down. The widest end on the bottom, that way you won't twist your ankle because it's got a wider base. And you just step on it, mash it. This will start, step to the neck, and then work to the other areas. Here you go. On small cans, aluminum cans, the taller ones, you know, big 16 ounces, bigger than that, but like 8 ounces, sometimes you could just step on them. Like, you know, I wouldn't advise this for people who have, I've done this thousands of times, if not millions. So I pretty much hit dead center when I squish it. That's what I meant. So when you miss, it'll shoot off. But if you hit it straight center, it'll just compress straight down, okay? So, now let's see what happened. Now, originally, they took 2 bags and they was filled to the top. Let's see what happens now. Okay, now look now what we did. We just And we got a whole other bag free. What does that do? It saves you money. It saves the planet toxic waste. Just in one simple step, just by twisting or stepping on the plastic, the bottles, you know, cups, whatever. So now we got all of that. And plus, you get to work your hands out, stay strong. You get to keep your body functional. And it's like working out and doing something positive. Plus also, if you don't want to do all that work, as soon as you finish the bottle, pour it out, make sure it's empty, and then step on it, just throw it in the bag. You say, look, that's 1 million bags a week. That's 52 million bags a year. Or more, depending on the people you use in companies. And companies and restaurants use way more than this. So I mean, just think, I mean, some people's not gonna do it, but come on now, let's quit making America the most wasteful country in the world and become one of the most efficient in the world. And just to see what happens, just do the positive thing, just to see what happens in the next year or two, you know? So also, another way to conserve energy and quit wasting coal and electricity and labor is cell phones. When you're finished charging them, don't leave the plug in the plug. I know it's convenient, but it's killing us. Just unplug it, that's all. So you got these simple ways in which to keep Mother Earth green, keep the planet beautiful for your grandkids, your nephews, your nieces, your loved ones, and yourself. And also all the rest of the species who we are abusing. We're the only species on the planet who have threw the balance of nature out because of the invention of the gun. So now we can kill all of the creatures so there's no balance. And because of electricity and technology, normally people who would have passed away because of illnesses, disease, or handicaps. So now we got more people using the food, the resources, right? But it's not a check and balance to keep nature in balance because we are the ones that are the locusts. We are like the locust, the plague that's on the planet that's just devouring everything. We don't have a stop mechanism in us. It's like greed and gluttony, and we don't do small portions. And we just almost want to show how affluent we are by how much we waste. You know, and it's not a cute thing. It's not even a practical thing. It's negative. So just little bitty things we could do to make the planet a better place. Just remember this. As you become more conscious with your lifestyle, you start to notice the habits that you have acquired over years, and you start to notice which one of those habits are constructive or destructive. So, you know, as I've grown, I've made mistakes. I'm still making mistakes, but I'm growing. You know, some people go from all bad food and nutrition to vegetarian, lacto-vegetarian, vegan. Some people start to do fasts, like when they're on Lent, or some people do Ramadan, you know, they make spiritual fasts. Well, as we keep moving at my yoga studio and in my life towards stuff that's more constructive, not only for me, but for you, the community, the earth, everybody involved, we make these changes. So the next change we made was we stopped getting the water bottles all together, and we just started ordering this type of water. Because as opposed to having, you know, 100 water bottles a month, now we just use cups. So we use these little cute cups, and we just wash them and we reuse them. And we'll reuse them for as long as we can. So it saves a lot. So the next elevation is to even save more resources by not putting so much trash in the environment. So this is the next level. Each way that we can move towards the good stuff, the better for the whole planet. We just want to keep constantly moving towards better for ourselves, the community, and for the planet. This is your boy Dow, no soundbite. Till next time, love, peace, abundance, and prosperity to you.